Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jessy Tentoo and today we're learning something about women over 27, which applies to me because, as you probably know, in September I turned 28, and apparently when a man wants to commit to a woman who is over 27 years old, there are certain points that he has to consider or take into account before making a final decision, because we women aren't as easy as we think we are, right? And before we jump into this video, I wanted to mention two things. One, about my last video, I can see why some people might think I was unnecessarily mean to him. And that is because I know much about his backstory and content on YouTube that you don't. And the order I decided to make the videos, first the TikTok and then the content of YouTube, I think wasn't the best. And there were some people pointing that out, and I can see the argument, and I'm sorry. I therefore decided to cut this video today a little bit shorter and start working on the video about his content, so you can see maybe why I was a little bit more mean than just cringing at him, because I see that it might seem I was just very mean about a guy who isn't as talented in dancing and rapping as I would call talented. And I can see that, and I'm sorry. I don't want to be overly mean. I think I just went a little bit too far. Maybe you can let me know after the next video if you still think I was overly mean. And he also did a part 1 reaction video to my video. I will include maybe some clips of that in my video on the weekend, but I just wanted to say that I can see where you're coming from, and as I said, when you still consider it too far after my next video, I will happily also take it down. It's not that important to me, and I don't want to be overly mean, as I said. Also, originally I wanted to make a video today about the critique, or my critique, on feminism and sexism against men. And I will do that, but that takes a lot more research. And since I want to do the Germinated video on Sunday to clear the things up, I thought I would react to Yogi Oabs. But I have a request. I want you to write a comment, of course, saying what you think about this video, but also what in your opinion are, for one, criticisms about feminism. For example, someone mentioned that they wish that feminists would distance themselves more from radical feminists. For example, that people think it's sexist if a man holds a door open for a woman, which is so dumb to me, and something like that. And of course, your experiences where you see that there is the sexism against men, because I want to do both sides of the argument. I don't want to exclude anyone, and there is valid criticism about feminism, and I want to make a video about this. So please write it down in the comments, and let's get right into the video. So the guy we're talking about today is called Yogi Oabs, and we're on his second channel that is called Yogi Oabs Reborn. He is a newborn Christian, not that new anymore, but he's a very, very Christian man and has very Christian values. That's why I decided to wear something that is very modest, because he doesn't like women that show too much skin. His video is called What Men Need to Know Before Committing to a Woman Over 27 Years Old. I am a woman of 28 years old, so that applies to me, and I think it's very interesting and important for me to see what men need to know about people like me. So let's watch the video.
Hello trad lads, trad wives, and of course trad wives to be.
That's
Welcome
not me,
back to
and
the
probably
YouTube
not
channel
you.
about traditional values in marriage. My name's Yogi Oabs Reborn. So today we have a slightly uncomfortable topic that we have to talk about. And some of you ladies aren't going to like it, but you need to open your mind to the real struggle
Okay.
that gentlemen deal with. So, guys.
Okay. To all the women watching, let's open our mind for the struggle that men have with us women, because we are pretty much work, because how dare we have a own mind? We are not allowed to.
What complaint I hear from the comments I get on my YouTube channel every day and from men I talk to in real life is that where are the good women? There aren't too many of them. So we do have to practice forgiveness, obviously.
Where are the good women? There are so little that we have to forgive women for being so shitty. Where are the good men? The men that are good, that are not like him. Doesn't matter if a man is Christian. My boyfriend, for example, is Christian, but not like that.
There are other sins that they commit that they don't tell us about in order to get us to commit to them. And it is not okay, and it's something you need to watch out for. So
it is okay, ladies, if you're watching, and men. So I don't think I expressed myself very good. So what I wanted to say is, you're not obligated to tell everything to the guy or girl you are dating within the first dates, especially when it comes from a place of judgment or possessiveness. And if you're not comfortable, tell them. No one is obligated to know everything about your past. And if they don't accept your feelings on this, maybe they're just not the right fit, because your comfort is priority. As long as it's not interfering with the present. For example, if you have an STD, yes, you should, because even though you might got it in the past, you should tell your partner because you still have it in the present, for example. But how many sexual partners you had doesn't matter. No one should care. Because you know why? When you want to be in a relationship that includes just you and your partner, it doesn't matter how many partners you had prior. So I don't understand why for some men it is so important. And I think it has to do with this kind of a woman is a man's possession, and that men kind of think, some men, of course, I hope you know by now that I'm not talking about all men here, but there are some men that think of women as their property, and they want to show them off, and they don't want to have someone else damaged their woman. And I think that is where the video is going. So no one should care, it's the past. Oh my God.
So let's start off with the two case examples I want to share with you. So the first case is a male in his 50s. He's been married for 2 decades. He reached out to me for a consultation. He found out 20 years later into his marriage that his wife lied about her sexual past. And the number of partners she had had sex with before they got married was actually double the number that she disclosed during the courtship phase of their relationship. And he said that if he knew this before he married her, he actually would not have married her.
Maybe
So
that's why she didn't tell him.
His struggle right now is working on finding forgiveness so that he can actually love his wife naturally. The next example is a close friend of mine. He started to catch feelings for a woman that's in her mid-30s, and she seemed like a good girl on the surface. She had a boyfriend for 10 years, and he didn't want to have kids, so that ended the relationship. And then she said she had only been with one other guy. He saw her as relationship material, and she saw him the same way. Now, this friend of mine is not Christian. The client of mine is Christian. When they finally got intimate, the feelings were even stronger, and he took a very, very strong liking for this girl and even thought about marrying her and having a family with her. He eventually found out from her, because she confessed, that the number of premarital partners she had was actually 5 times the amount that she told him. So instead of 2, it was actually 10. And she also didn't disclose the fact that she's gone to third base with a few dozen other guys. So he was shocked. He was truly shocked that women were capable of this.
So what does it change if a woman had multiple partners before your relationship? As long as both are, at least if they agree to be in a monogamous relationship. What does it matter how many people she had slept with prior? Of course, if you want to be in a relationship where you both wait till marriage, but apparently his friend isn't one of them either, so where is the problem? Yes, she lied in the beginning, but that is because of people like him, where women get judged for consensual sex, which is totally dumb because most of the time men won't get the same judgment. It is, once again, this possession idea. If a man dates a woman, she has to be free of any damage and all of that crap.
First thing we can learn is that women lie about their past in order to secure a guy. So when women are ready to get married, they will lie about their past so that a guy will be more interested in committing to them. It's strange though, because after all these decades of feminism, you'd think that women wouldn't have to lie. Why would they lie about it?
Because men like you, who are very sexist, judge them. Because men like you tell other men that women who had sexual partners prior to committing to a relationship, that is a bad thing. Women are still called names for having multiple sexual partners. Men aren't. It's because men like you. It doesn't matter if feminism has come so far. There is still sexism. What I really, again, struggle to understand, what does it change? Does it change the personality? Am I, when I talk to someone now, a great woman, but as soon as I mention that I had XYZ amount of men, does it change anything about my values, my opinions? No. Consensual sex is nothing immoral. And it's not more immoral for women than for men.
The reality that can't change is that men prefer pure and chaste women. Ideally, a woman that's been untouched by a man. The saying goes, why would you pay premium price for a used object?
A used object. Paying a premium price. You know what kind of bullcrap you just said? I am not an object. And you know what? My boyfriend, we're together now for 3.5 years. He not once asked how many men I had slept with before knowing him. It just doesn't matter. And again, women are not objects. And the only time a man can have that request of a woman should be a virgin, pure, until marriage is when the man holds the same standard. If you are not a virgin until your marriage, Yogi Bear, you shouldn't have an opinion. Point blank. Is a man considered impure after having sex before marriage? Most of the time not. It's just the standard for women. And again, that is sexism. That is this objectification of women. In people like his eyes, I am not a person. I am not a human. I am an object. And if I have had consensual sex prior, I am a used object. I am not as worthy anymore. I might be pretty or have a nice personality, but that doesn't matter because I am an object and my value decreases by age, the amount of relationships or partners I had, and of course, my values, for example, as a feminist, I am practically worthless in his opinion.
Used object, a used car, for example.
Again, and it's so often that men compare women to cars. I am not a car.
That's actually how men think about this.
No, it's
even
just
men
you, buddy.
who don't hold themselves to the same standard. So what you can take from this is that women will lie. The next thing you have to realize about this, and why this is really risky, is that it's a waste of your resources. So my friend told me, just like the client, he said, I would not have treated her the way I treated her if I knew she had slept with so many guys and gone to third base with even more guys. So he was more chivalrous towards this woman. He liked to spoil her and treat her really, really well.
Why should that change anything? It doesn't change the fact that when you are married or in a relationship with someone who had multiple partners in the past and you don't know, that doesn't change the fact that you're compatible, that you maybe have a great relationship together and you respect her. Why the decrease in value for a woman if she had partners? What does it change in the present? The problem is that men like you think, oh, if a man does that, that's unfortunate, but oh well. And you shouldn't have a judgment at all. It doesn't matter. Yes, a woman should not lie about these things, but she is not obligated to tell you the truth because it wasn't the past. She's obligated, in my opinion, morally, to tell you the truth about the present. But I wouldn't want to date a man who would judge me for having sexual partners in the past.
She seemed so sweet and as if she'd only been with a couple guys. When I found out the truth, I realized, oh, you know, I'm not motivated to treat you that way.
To be put down because of a 3,000-year-old book, 2,000-year-old book from the Bronze Age, you get in 2021 put down because of that old fairy tales. I'm sorry, that has nothing to do with moral values or with being a good guy. Nothing. A good guy will respect people. Wasn't Jesus respecting Maria Magdalene, the prostitute? And she changed her life after the respect and love she received from Jesus. Shouldn't that be a thing? Because it seems to me, and that's just an idea, that you pick out certain things from the Bible that fit your narrative, that make your life easier. So you want a woman that hasn't been with men before, so you can mold her in a certain way. And especially not a little bit older women, because they know what they want in life, they know their value, and they know they don't have to take your shit their whole life. They can just say, you know what, I'm out, look for someone else. And that is what scares you, because a woman with their own mind takes away in your mind from your masculinity. You cannot feel like a man if you won't have the upper hand in your relationship. That is why most sexists are a little bit scared of women, because you seem to think when a woman has her own mind, it shrinks your pee-pee. And as I said, yes, I don't think women should lie about that, but I understand why women do. I did in the past. And again, thanks to my boyfriend, I don't care about these things because he doesn't care about these things. We never asked each other about sexual relations prior to our relationship because I don't care, because we're grown-ups. His ego and masculinity doesn't change by my past, as doesn't change my respect for him. That's just not a thing, because he is a modern man, and that doesn't need any toxicity. Just so you know, because apparently there are some men that don't know that you can be a man without being toxic towards women. And please leave a like if you did like this video. Leave a comment down below about your opinion and criticism about sexism against men and the critique on feminism, because I think it's important. I will include them with screenshots in my next video, and stay tuned for the German idiot video, and I hope everything clears up until then. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye.